日本時間17日、ロサンゼルスドジャースの大谷翔平投手が1番投手でサンディエゴパドレス戦に先発出場しました。投手としての登板はエンゼルス時代の2023年8月24日以来、実に663日ぶりとなります。この日は28球を投げ、最速は 161.2 キロを記録。犠牲フライで1点を失いましたが、待望の二刀流復活にスタンドは大きく沸きました。米主要メディアもこの登板を速報で伝え、スポーツイラストレーテッドは苦戦したが、明るい兆しも見えた。堅実な第一歩だった。最速球はストライクゾーンを外れたが、何度も100マイルを超えたのは好材料と評価。FANSIDED は、登板直後に1番打者として打席に向かう姿に注目し、先発する日は2番か3番で打つ方が良いかもしれない。ダグアウトに戻る時間すらなく、打撃用具を手渡されていた。数分でも息を整える時間があれば、彼にとって大きな助けになるだろうと、過密な起用に同情を寄せています。ロサンゼルス地元の放送局、スポーツネット LA も、今シーズン最大の注目を集めた試合として大々的に報道。試合前の中継番組から大谷の話題一色となり、登板時にはスタジオも実況席も大きな興奮に包まれました。この模様は日本語字幕付きでお届けいたします。
Thankfully, no one wants to see me get in the batter's box, but I'm excited for our group to go see him compete. It's good for the game, good for them, and you know we always want to play the best. And it's good for you to see him back out there competing again, and we're excited to be on the other side of it and take our shot at it.
You sense that same excitement from your hitters?
Yes, I do. Our hitters like competition. You know, our hitters like. And rise to the moment. I mean, if you're a competitor, which we have a group of competitors, you want to, as Ric Flair would say, to be the man, you got to beat the man, and we enjoy being we're going to be the best. We got to beat the best. So, it's what this is all about. It's what I signed up for and our group signed up for. So, we're excited. But it's about our star power as much as it is anybody else.
Were you surprised when you heard that he was going to start?
Not at all. Not at all. You knew it was coming. I mean, he threw a live batting practice in San Diego. You don't know when, but you know it's getting close when he's at that point. Pretty confident they weren't going to send him out on a rehab assignment. So I knew it was probably happening sooner than later.
What a vibe here for Monday Night Baseball. You have the San Diego Padres in town. It's Blake Snell's bobblehead night. But, of course, Shohei Ohtani back on the mound, Jerry, this time, though, in Dodger blue.
Well, John, I got here to the stadium early. Yes, I was here early. And it was already a buzz in the building because, listen, the worst kept secret is out. The Big Show, yes, it's showtime. He's going to take the hill, and he's also going to be in the lineup. Should be a fun night.
Yeah, I think the headline was going to be, okay, the Dodgers playing against the Padres. You know, they met already in San Diego just a couple series ago, and then we're also talking about Blake Snell bobblehead. But obviously that goes out the window because Shohei is taking the mound. Really exciting to see him go out there, and, they have to win the series. Still focus on that. Got to win the series, take care of Game 1.
All right, another sellout here at Dodger Stadium. For the first time in 663 days, Shohei Ohtani will actually pitch in a baseball game. It's been a long time coming for the three-time MVP and a long time coming as well for the Dodgers and all of these great fans here. With more on this big day, let's head inside the stadium for the first time. David Vassay is in for Kirsten Watson tonight. He joins us live with more on Shohei's return to the pitching mound. Hi there, DV.
How you doing, John? We're getting ready for a capacity crowd here at Dodger Stadium tonight to see Ohtani make his Dodgers pitching debut. Fans are already in their seat here at Dodger Stadium. They do not want to blink in that first inning. And look, Dodgers GM Brandon Gomes said the decision to have Ohtani start tonight wasn't a decision the Dodgers made by themselves. It was a conversation with Shohei Ohtani after his 3-inning simulated game in San Diego. They just felt like it made a lot more sense to not have Ohtani cool down after throwing a simulated game at 2 in the afternoon and then coming back to DH at 7:10. So they will build him up every time he pitches, and by the time they get to the other side of the All-Star break, you're going to have a fully built-up Shohei Ohtani. Manager Dave Roberts is just as excited as all these fans at Dodger Stadium.
I think there should be a lot of excitement, certainly anticipation. I think we're all waiting to see what it looks like. You know, he's ready. He's adamant. He feels good, strong, ready to pitch in a Major League game. I'm not sure how long he's going to pitch tonight, but I think everyone in that clubhouse, I think the fans, the media, we've been waiting for this moment.
It's a big day, obviously, since we've been watching Show from afar, and now that he's been here, it's been such an amazing thing that he can do both, and you know, knowing what he's gone through up to this point, rehabbing and worked so hard for us to be able to finally see him take the mound here is incredibly exciting.
This is a once-a-week thing, or because the stints are going to be shorter, will he pitch more often at the front end?
Yeah, that's really, like, we need to see how it comes, and it is the beauty of these are just free innings, right? So it doesn't come at the cost of anything. So it's, he'll pitch tonight, let's have a conversation, see how he feels, what makes sense moving forward, and just do that over and over again, and making sure that everything is set up for that we're not taking on any additional risk.
And guys, just like you heard Brandon Gomes say right there, this is a fluid situation. They have never been through this before, so they will see how Ohtani feels, and they'll make a decision on whether or not he goes another inning or if they have him start once a week. It is completely new territory, but one thing's for sure, Ohtani was hitting 96 in his last simulated game last week in San Diego.
Well, if he's hitting 96 in a sim game, imagine the adrenaline boost he's going to get tonight. We'll see what he throws tonight against the Padres. DV, thank you very much. We'll see you again in just a moment. Shohei Ohtani back on the mound tonight for the first time since August 23rd of 2023. And here's a reminder of just how good Ohtani is as a pitcher. At 86 career starts, he's 38-19 with an ERA of 3.01, 608 strikeouts in 481 2/3 innings, finished fourth in the Cy Young voting back in 2022 when he had a 2.33 ERA. Of course, we saw Shohei pitch when he was a member of the Angels, but it's been so long to see him on a mound in a Major League game, Jerry. You almost forget what it even looked like. But there's a good reason why the Dodgers gave him 10 years, $700 million, because he is one of the best hitters in all of baseball. He's also one of the best pitchers, and tonight we finally get to see it.
And here's the thing. When he came over here from Japan, he was a better pitcher than he was a hitter. Now, he was an accomplished hitter and pitcher. We all know that. But I thought he had better stuff as far as being an elite pitcher right away and starting to become that elite hitter. We saw what he did last year at being a full-time hitter. But please remember this, and Shohei Ohtani knows this. This is his normal. Normal for him is pitching every 5th, 6th, or 7th day and playing every day as a designated hitter. Last year was an anomaly. That was different. And another thing, when he was pitching in these simulated games, it was more taxing on his body. Pitching that simulated game at 2 o'clock, ramping up in the afternoon, and then quieting his body and then be ready to go at 7 o'clock. That's difficult. He's used to pitching and playing in the same game. So this is his normal. I can't wait to see him in this normal.
Well, you were talking about when he first came over, there were a lot of teams that he was talking to that were just wanted him as a pitcher. They were saying, listen, we think you're just going to be a pitcher for us. And I think that was one of the reasons why when he looked over the Angels and picked them, because they're saying, no, we're going to let you do both. Great, because that's what I want to do. That's what I'm used to doing. And now in this Dodger uniform, we're going to see this. I also think over the course of last year, the fact that he was just hitting, he was DHing, I think he grew a lot as a hitter as well, which is great to see. So, but here we are. This is almost like, I guess, his spring training when it comes to pitching, but at the same time, it's not, because you're at the big league level, and oh yeah, you got to go out there and hit and continue hitting and contribute in this team.
And here's one more point. I know we're going to touch on it as this career goes on as a pitcher. He's a Cy Young Award candidate. He's not just a pitcher. He is top 5. When he's on and healthy, he's top 5 in the world. Don't forget that.
I mean, prior to him going on the getting that surgery and on the aisle, he was in the top 10 in Major League Baseball in a lot of pitching categories, not just in the American League, in all of Major League Baseball. So you're right. Yeah, he is a Cy Young candidate.
Well, we heard Dave Roberts talking about it. Shohei's not going to be in there for all that long tonight. Nomar, it's all part of the build-up process for him. So what are your expectations from him tonight, and what are some things you might be looking for in this one?
Well, you know, you were talking about him throwing 96 in the simulated, and then you talk about the adrenaline. It's one is controlling that adrenaline, because that's really hard to do. I know he's already playing games, but as a hitter, but it's a little different when you're getting back there on the mound as well. I want to see him have that control in himself, because we talked about when we get injured, we've been injured, Jerry and I have been injured in the big league, and then you go down in the minors and you go through that rehab assignment. It's not the same. You can't simulate what it feels like in the big league level, but you can ease into it when you're dealing with an injury. He's not easing into anything. He's coming right there. He's got to face the highest level caliber. There's no way to go through struggles maybe in the minors, see how you feel and say, okay, it's just on the minors. Everything's going to be magnified. But at the same time, the Shohei, nothing to surprise us, right? We expect going out there. He expects to go out there and be his dominant self. That's what he expects out of himself, to go out there, whether it's 1 or 2 innings, whatever it may be. Either way, it's still about getting the work in, and he still has to turn that off and focus on hitting to make sure he contributes there.
The most important thing is he's healthy. He is ready to roll. Now, has he pitched 90 pitches? No, he's not built up. But he feels comfortable, he's confident, and he understands what we're kind of up against as a pitching staff. He's saying, if we're going to have a bullpen game anyway, why don't I go out there and pitch 1 or 2 innings, see how I feel, and then maybe assess after that. Maybe he comes back a week from tonight and does the same thing. But the most important thing, he feels great, he feels confident. Another thing, listen, we're facing the Padres. The Padres are a great team, great lineup. A couple guys in that lineup are Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. This kid, I'm going to say kid, Shohei Ohtani, we all know he's a future Hall of Famer, but he's been and having to endure the spotlight for so many years, even as a teenager. So make no mistake about it, this won't phase him.
Well, we've seen it in the past. For any other pitcher who's coming off a major surgery, Jerry, a lengthy rehab, they're going to make several minor league rehab starts, but the Dodgers don't have the time to afford him to leave this team, go make some minor league rehab starts at AAA or anywhere in Oklahoma. So he hasn't actually pitched in any kind of game since August of 2023. How delicate is that balance of having someone like him basically make these rehab starts at the major league level?
Well, you got to play it by ear. And you're right. Listen, I don't care who you are. You got to have some time. Listen, simulated games are just that. They simulate a game. But pitching at Dodger Stadium against a great Padre team, it's hard to simulate that. But here's the note. Shohei Ohtani hasn't been out as far as not playing for a year and a half. He's been playing every single day. And Blake Trinan made a great point. It's not like he's been away from the game and now he's in the big stage and, okay, now I'm on the mound. It is different, but he's been at the plate, running the bases, playing this great game. So the adrenaline, he should be able to control it because he's an everyday player. And another thing, to answer your question on a rehab assignment, Babe Ruth didn't do this.
No,
okay,
he did not.
Babe Ruth didn't do this. Babe Ruth was a great pitcher, then he became a hitter, and strictly became a hitter. You can't ask for Shohei to go on a rehab assignment because he's arguably our best hitter and leadoff hitter. So this is uncharted territory. We're going to have fun watching it.
Yeah, it really is. And you're right. I mean, the mental side of it, it's not like you're going, wow, now all of a sudden I'm coming in and trying to go. We always talk about how as you're getting to every season, you got spring training, you know, you got your practice in the backfield, you're working, and then all of a sudden you get into the spring training games and you're looking at there's only maybe a level or 2 levels, some of the stadiums there, and you get the adrenaline. We talk about how important it is to maybe have like a freeway series because we always talk about the next level of the upper deck when you're getting in the stadium, and that's the next level of adrenaline, and then you have the actual season. Yeah, you're right. He's already been experiencing all that because he's been on the biggest stage and then performing. I mean, this is just like a player or hitter going, oh, I finally go out there and play my position again. You know, it's like I remember when I was playing first base and all of a sudden they were like, hey, listen, you know, Rafi got hurt. Maybe we fill in at shortstop for a couple weeks. I was like, whoa, all right, I get to play. You know, there's a different feeling. It's alive. It's just like, all right, cool, like riding a bike. So hopefully it's probably for him, it's like, wow, great. I get to go out there and I get to pitch and go out there and strike out hitters. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's what he's done his entire life. It's what he knows, and he's back to doing what Shohei Ohtani has done for most of his career. There are tough tickets to come by in October, and then there is tonight. It might look like an ordinary regular season game in June on the schedule, but tonight, that man, Shohei Ohtani, returns to being the sport's only two-way superstar, as the big show is the Dodgers' starting pitcher for the series opener against the Padres coming up right here in 30 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers, John Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., Nomar Garciaparra. There's such an incredible buzz here at the stadium, Nomar, and just seeing Shohei walk out of the dugout and the way he was greeted by those fans as he heads to the bullpen, this is crazy.
Yeah, it really is, because obviously we get to see the athleticism and the unique thing that Shohei Ohtani is. To put it on the show over here, I know we've seen it on the offensive side. We got to see it all of last year. He wins a World Series title with the Dodgers, but that was a different walk. That is a walk we have not seen Shohei take in that Dodger uniform. That was pretty special.
No disrespect to Patrick Mahomes, who's actually a great baseball player in his own right. No disrespect to Messi. The best athlete in the world right now is Shohei Ohtani. Big reason why, what he can do on the mound. We've seen it here wearing Dodger blue at the plate, but he is special on the mound as well. Can't wait for tonight and really moving forward.
It just looks strange seeing him have a glove on his hand, you know, be able to catch a baseball, and he's warming up in the outfield right now as we take our first look at how the Dodgers are stacking their lineup with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Shohei's going to lead things off against Padres right-hander Dylan Cease.
Yeah, I'm just looking at DH. Shouldn't they put a /P there too, you know, a pitcher? And then also, you know, it was great because Dave Essay telling us how they're going to, you know, with the pitch clock, give them a little extra time. But the other thing too is people may not be aware of that, the Shohei rule that was implemented when he was with the Angels, that you don't lose the DH when he comes out from pitching.
You know, listen, obviously Shohei Ohtani is a story, but really I'm looking at the rest of the lineup. Continue putting up runs, giving your designated hitter run support early. Make sure you do that.
We all remember Shohei Ohtani's 3-homer, 10 RBI, 50-50 game in Miami last year, and it's the greatest day ever probably for an offensive player in Major League history. But you can't really forget what he did July 27th of 2023, because he was playing in a doubleheader in Detroit. In Game 1, he threw a one-hit shutout against the Tigers, and then in the nightcap, all he did was hit 2 home runs in a win over the Tigers. That's what this man is capable of. As we send it upstairs, check in with the guys who will call this one, Joe Davis and Eric Karros in the booth with a preview. Hi there, Joe.
Hi, John, and there's an extra buzz around here today, isn't there?
Yeah, we're not talking Blake Snell bobblehead either. Shohei coming back. Obviously, the anticipation has been ever since he signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've seen what he does offensively, but finally, we get to see him on the mound as a Los Angeles Dodger. And really, I'll say it, from a fan standpoint, which I am tonight. I am the biggest fan ever. I can't wait to see him go out, take the mound. You know, I'm not going to be sitting here breaking down pitches with you and saying, oh, well, look at the slider wasn't this, and we really get. The only thing that matters is him throwing tonight and how he wakes up tomorrow.
You know, it's amazing that you talk about being a baseball fan. That's what all the players are saying. That's what Dave Roberts is saying too. They're just as wide-eyed as all of us.
Well, you're talking about arguably the best baseball player to ever play the game. I mean, nobody's done what he's done. And then you're talking about something that, hey, we've got the National League home run leader is starting the game tonight on the mound. Has that ever been said? I don't know.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do all these things that Shohei Ohtani does. Back to doing everything that he does tonight, John.
From Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball operations, is with DV. He is our Dodger voice, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
It's an exciting night here at Dodger Stadium, and we're joined right now by the president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman. I know Clayton Kershaw said yesterday it feels like the players are fans wanting to see Ohtani pitch. What's the feeling for you tonight?
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Yeah, obviously what he's done in the batter's box for us. This is a guy who went 50-50 last year, leading the league in homers. And then you watch him pitch, and it's hard for your brain to reconcile that the guy who's throwing with that kind of delivery, arm action, the deep mix, is also the guy in the other half of the inning that does what he does offensively.
Can you take us through the decisions, the conversations about why tonight is the night that he makes his Dodger pitching debut?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, a lot has been written and discussed about how we kind of got to this point. But going through this progression, there's been really good communication and talking through it. And after his live in San Diego, we had another live set up for today. And talking to him over the weekend and just understanding more the fatiguing effect it had to get up, get hot, throw 3 innings, 4 innings would have been tonight, go cool down and try to ramp back up, just how taxing that is. And so, in his opinion, he felt like he would be way better served to kind of finish his rehab process at the major league level, being active and not having basically double headers.
So what are the expectations for you tonight, and what will you be looking for?
I mean, I think, you know, coming back from a lot of missed time on the mound, you know, I have no doubt the stuff will be there. Execution is something that takes guys a little time to get comfortable, repeat their delivery over and over. With him, who knows? He could have it, you know, from the first pitch on. But it's just about us being patient and continuing to build up a foundation for him. Obviously, whatever, you know, we're able to get to this year in terms of workload, hopefully he'll be a presence for us in October. But it's also about the longevity. He wants to do this for as long as he possibly can. So setting a really strong foundation this year is important.
There's been former players, Hall of Fame caliber players, that have voiced their opinion unsolicited that they believe this is a little bit of a risk to have him come back to pitch, and he's doing so well as a hitter. What do you think about, you know, these unsolicited opinions, and is that part of the equation in your mind leading up to this decision to allow Shohei to become a pitcher again?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is it's hard for the human brain to comprehend this.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of one in the modern era. And so a lot of guys weren't able or capable of doing it. It's hard to imagine. This is really important to him, and I don't blame him. We've talked about this a lot. I think he is incredibly underrated, which is amazing. I mean, just what he can do on both sides of the ball. You know, when he didn't win the MVP in 22, he finished 4th in the Cy Young. He is a really talented pitcher, obviously a really talented hitter, but in 23, when he was pitching, he was also really good in the batter's box. Excellent in the batter's box. And so I just think it's too simple. People apply too much of, well, if I had to do both, I'd be exhausted or one would really suffer. I agree for most people.
Yeah.
Shohei is not most people.
No, he is not most people. Plenty more still to come as we take you up to first pitch. Baseball's only two-way player is back. Shohei Ohtani taking the mound in Dodger blue, coming up at the top of the hour. It is the first time in 663 days Shohei Ohtani is actually pitching in a major league game. The first time, Jerry, doing so in a Dodger uniform. There's so much buzz here at the stadium, sellout crowd. Most people are already in the seats because they know it's not going to be a really long outing for him. They want to see him in the top of the first inning.
You know, I love this game. I mean, listen, we are in the golden age right now with so many unique stars. Shohei Ohtani on the top of the list, getting a chance for him to pitch in Dodger blue at Dodger Stadium, and also leading off. Special night.
You know, earlier in our show, we showed him walking out of the dugout and then walking out to the bullpen, and just the ovation, and just that we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that walk for Shohei Ohtani in a Dodger uniform out to get ready to go pitch into a major league game. So the buzz is definitely there, the excitement. I got goosebumps kind of watching him kind of go out there. So obviously this is an exciting night, and hopefully Shohei Ohtani feels okay.
I love that Yamamoto's out there. Obviously, Catman as well, a couple other pitchers. Mark Pryor, incredible pitching coach. He was a great athlete as well. He was our teammate, Nomar. He could also swing the bat, but obviously didn't do what Shohei Ohtani has done in the past.
And we heard Dave Roberts talk about it. He's excited to see what it looks like. Shohei Ohtani pitching for the Dodgers to begin this one tonight. We know he's not going to be in there all that long, Nomar. So what are you really looking for to see out of him and your expectations?
You know, a lot of times we talk about guys coming off of injury is like, do they have the command? You know, are they able to, like, do we see the sharpness in some of those pitches? You know, some is also, we're going to be looking for all of that. Because also, listen, we know he's been playing in big league games, talking about controlling the adrenaline, but it's still different when you're going out there. There's a giddiness, be able to go out the other part of the game that you so love and are used to doing.
The eye test is so important. Mark Pryor's going to be watching Shohei Ohtani, how he's pitching, how he's looking. Is he laboring at some point? Dave Roberts as well. So Shohei Ohtani will kind of let us know where he's at with location, a little bit of velocity, and seeing how he feels. Now, if he goes out there in that first inning and is a very productive, fluid inning, he may go back out there for the second. So the eye test is very important tonight.
And Jerry, so far in his Dodger tenure, all we know is Shohei Ohtani as a record-setting hitter. We're going to be adding a whole other layer of excitement to this, just the fandom that people have for this man.
Okay, now I can say it. He's added a new pitch. I'm not going to tell you what that pitch is.
Oh,
he's
watch
definitely added a new pitch. He's excited. He's going to break it out tonight. Cannot wait. Remember, he was a better pitcher coming into the big leagues than a hitter.
What a night it is going to be. For the first time as a Dodger, we can say it is showtime on the mound here at the Ravine. Let's send it upstairs to Joe and EK. Guys, take it away.
Well, about a half an hour ago, you heard a roar from the crowd, and you're thinking this is way too early for them to get excited, and then you realize why. Shohei Ohtani emerges from the dugout, heads out to the bullpen to warm up for his first pitching appearance in almost 2 years, and his first one as a Dodger. We welcome you inside. What an exciting night this is. Joe Davis, Eric Karros, David Vassegh joins us in just a moment. Ohtani has done some amazing things over his first year and a half with the Dodgers. And all along we're hearing, okay, around the All-Star break, but they say, you know what are we doing with these simulated games during the day? Let's put this effort to better use. He's going to pitch in a big league game.
Did they say or did he say? Which one?
Yeah.
It's great. We're going to get an opportunity to finally see Shohei Ohtani on the mound as a Dodger. I become a fan tonight, just like everybody else in this ballpark. We want to see the greatest player to ever don a baseball uniform take the mound, and we're going to get an opportunity to see that real soon.
David, down to you.
All right, guys, tonight is going to be a short stint for Ohtani. That's what Dave Roberts said today. Whether that's 1 inning or 2 innings, we all will find out. But one thing's for certain is Ben Kasparius will be pitching both innings after Ohtani leads the game. So certainly an exciting night, but it's going to be a short stint and a short buildup for Ohtani leading up to the All-Star break.
He has left us all mesmerized by his talent and his ability to rise to every occasion. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. Ohtani, inevitable! He's won an MVP. He's won a World Series, and we've only seen half of him. It's the night Los Angeles and the whole baseball world has waited for. It's Shohei Ohtani on the mound at Dodger Stadium. One of a kind, once and forever. For the first time in Dodger blue, it's time for the full form powers of Shohei Ohtani. He's had a 50-50 season. He's won a World Series ring. He leads the league in home runs, and there's more. All the amazing things he's done, it's only half of the deal. Shohei Ohtani returns to the mound for the first time in 663 days. And there is a palpable buzz in this ballpark. Park opened half an hour earlier than usual. Folks rolled in here. Everybody's standing, getting footage of this historic moment. You heard a roar from the crowd when he just left the dugout to go warm up at 6:30. And while this may only be an inning or two, probably is only going to be a short outing, as David Vassegh told us, it's still an amazing reminder of the one-of-a-kind talent this is, the spectacular, unmatched talent that this is.
So we get an opportunity to see him night in and night out at the plate, and we marvel at that. And sometimes you forget that there is a whole nother arena that he is about to re-enter tonight, and that's on the mound.
Begins his 5th season as a two-way player, and he's been called the second coming of Babe Ruth. Well, Babe Ruth only had 2 years where he was a two-way guy. Babe broke in as a pitcher and then didn't play the field until he was in his 4th year, and only did 2 years of doing both, 34 starts of doing both. Ohtani's 5th year as a full two-way guy. And the last stint where he was a full-time two-way player, he was the second best hitter in baseball. Only Aaron Judge had a higher OPS. He was the third best starting pitcher in baseball with a 2.84 ERA.
Yeah, the expectations that he has set for us as fans really are unprecedented. And every time we think that, oh, there's no way that he can do this, or no, he can't do that, he does it. And so I don't know what to see or to expect tonight. I know what I hope to see, but I'm glad I'm here to watch it.
Guy that time and again makes us rethink what is possible. Fernando Tatis Jr. climbs in. Ohtani kicks and throws, and off we go with a bouncing ball foul. 98 on Ohtani's first pitch. Why now? Well, it was at the point where those simulated games were really taxing. He's going all out for a few innings. And he said, what am I trying to do at this point? I'm not accomplishing much in those. 98 misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Might as well make that effort count in real games. And it was pretty much driven by him. Dave Roberts said he wanted it to happen now. He wanted it to happen today against a division rival. Tatis takes low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Really, I think the whole rehab process and the timing is driven by Shohei, because there's nothing to draw from. We can't say, well, remember when this guy did it, because nobody's ever done this.
3 balls and a strike on Tatis. It's got the players buzzing. Dave Roberts is talking about that as well. Said, look, I'm a fan of baseball today, first and foremost. Clayton Kershaw was saying the same thing. Here he comes to the 3-1. 3-2 on Tatis as he whistles a fastball by him.
So what's amazing about that, everybody knows that a fastball is coming. Shohei's throwing it. Tatis knows it's coming. Still blew it by him.
Here's his payoff. Popped into center field. Pages coming on. Diving attempt, but can't get there. And it's a blue pit for Tatis. Fernando Tatis Jr. turning into the hottest hitter in the National League. He's now 9 of his last 14, even when he's not hitting it hard. So the leadoff man on against Ohtani, and Tatis will be eager to make him feel him over there on the bases. He's been a very aggressive base runner lately, too. Ball on a rise. It gets away, and Tatis is up to second, thinking about 3. He'll hang on.
So now this is a situation that he hasn't been able to mimic, right? Not in the simulated games. Yes, you can throw out of the stretch, but there weren't guys down on first base trying to steal a bag.
Yeah, 3 innings in his last simulated game through 44 pitches. Here's his 1-0 to Luis Ariz. Got a chase. 99 that time. And clearly needed the jolt of big league adrenaline. He was 94-95 in those games with nobody in the stands at 3 in the afternoon. Ohtani fires 1-1. Dives to the inside corner, strike 2.
That's not just throwing, that's pitching right there. You see the movement on that ball coming back to the bottom part of the zone. 97 miles an hour.
How about 100? It's a ball, but it's triple digits. And his first time on the mound since August 23, 2023. Tommy John surgery a couple weeks after that, and nearly 2 years later. And this is Shohei's favorite thing to do. As long as he's played baseball, he's identified as more of a pitcher than he has a hitter. Another 2-2 to Ariz. Slapped into center field, a base hit, and back-to-back singles for the Padres to welcome Ohtani back to the mound.
Ariz, one of the best in all of baseball about making contact. Doesn't always hit it hard, but able to find the ball on the barrel.
And so Ohtani dealing with some trouble right away as Manny Machado climbs in with runners at the corners and nobody out. Knocked in 4 over the weekend in Arizona when the Padres dropped 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks. .316 average, 3rd in the National League. Ohtani's first pitch. Popped up towards the seats, and strike 1. Continuing to get ahead. He's gotten to 2 strikes on both hitters so far, but trying to put him away.
Saw him try to attack Manning with that sweeper on the very first pitch. Really a fastball sweeper guy before he got hurt, as far as what he would use the most. See the numbers there. So that's where he's been missing so far. He's been glove side, hasn't been able to find that part of the strike zone.
Let's go over 1-1 pitch. Good slider right there, and it's 1-2. Again, 2 strikes, and trying to finish off Machado. Padres offense coming in hot, 15 runs the last 2 games in Phoenix. Overall, though, this lineup has struggled. Tatis at third, Arise at first. Ohtani's 1-2. Check swing. 2-2.
There's that sweeper, and man, he went around. I mean, that was almost a full swing. I don't know how you missed that one. Wow. I'll be honest, that's about as, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but that's about as bad as I've ever seen.
You know, the technology that can do balls and strikes, the ABS system can also do check swings. They're trying to dial that in, and then they're going to have to define exactly what a check swing is, because it's a little bit unclear.
I'll tell you, I don't need the ABS system for that one.
No.
That's a check swing system.
It's full on Machado. Even with the offense overall struggling, different hitters taking turns slumping or being injured, Machado's been the sure thing all year. Anthony Bonda getting loose. Of course, if this gets to a point where Ohtani's going to have a hard time getting himself out of the inning, they'll want somebody to bridge him to Casparius into center field. Pages is there. Tatis tags and comes home. Throw from Pages is not in time. Tatis slides in for the first run of the night.
I mean, about as good as arm as you're going to find in the outfield, but one of the fastest runners over at third base, and you see Tatis just slides underneath the tag.
Boy, roller coaster of emotions the last couple minutes. Thought he had him. Instead, the Padres have a run, and Machado knocks in another. Now it's Gavin Sheets. Above 400 over a 6-game hitting streak for Sheets, which matches the longest of his career. Over from the Chicago White Sox in his first season with the Padres. Sheets is 6 for 11 this weekend against the D-backs. 1 ball, 1 no, all balls and 2 strikes. 2 strikes on all 4 hitters. Got a little help there from Trip Gibson. He'll be able to tell his grandkids that he umpired Shohei Ohtani's first game back. Just trying to break through now. 21 pitches into this inning, 1 away. 1 run in for San Diego. 0-2 again. That was the splitter. Like just about every pitcher that comes from Japan, he's got one. In his last full season as a pitcher, the league hit 170 against it. Crowd getting behind Ohtani, urging him on.
Again, there's that glove side where he's had trouble as far as command. He's got the velocity. He's thrown a couple pitches over 100 miles an hour. In fact, he's thrown the 2nd fastest pitch in the Dodgers season at 100.2 to Arise.
0-2 to 3-2. Ohtani to Sheets. Ground ball past the diving Freeman. Edman there to smother it. Throws to Freeman, who recovers to get to the bag for the 2nd out.
Nice job by Freddie. Once he doesn't make the play, able to get to his feet, get back to the bag, keeping Shohei out of the plate. Really good awareness by Freddie. Shohei loves it.
Up to second went Arise, and to the plate comes Xander Bogaerts. Got the call on the outside corner, and Trip Gibson's giving him a couple out there.
Owes him a few. That check swing should have been strike 3.
Downstairs with a sinker. Ball and a strike on Bogaerts. 1 for 13 in the weekend series in Arizona, and 175 over his last 15 games. Perennial all-star and Silver Slugger in Boston. Still trying to recapture that form with the Padres. The 1-1 pitch to him is bounced gently left side. Tough play. Muncy hurries the throw over there in time to end the inning. Shohei Ohtani has to work hard in his first inning back on the mound. Padres get one. Ohtani's back, full form.
So here we go. It is game one of the 4-game series from Dodger Stadium, and it is a loud crowd that is here early for Shohei Ohtani's first start in a Dodgers uniform on the mound. As he came out to warm up today, he got a standing ovation. It was very long and loud, and all eyes are certainly on him as he is on the hill tonight for the LA Dodgers. It is Shohei Ohtani who is on the mound tonight for LA.
It's been almost 2 years since the last time we've seen Shohei Ohtani on the mound, and those were his numbers in 2023. 23 starts, 10-5, a 3.14 ERA. Opponents only hit 184. Dodgers are certainly hoping he gets right back to that form. Padres are hoping he's got some rust to knock off.
Let's take a look at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
Here's the career arsenal, given we don't have much to go off over in the last couple of years. Fastball, sweeper, splitter, cutter are the pitches he uses most. He has a curveball, he has a sinker, and a slider. You see the batting average numbers against them. Really the cutter, the pitch that everybody tended to pick on. We'll see what the repertoire looks like here in his first day back.
So, there we go. Game one. And Fernando making his way plateward to get it started from LA.
This might be the most interesting matchup of them all. Toddy loves to play in this ballpark. Should be fun.
Ohtani ready to throw his first pitch in a Dodgers uniform, and there it is, and it is grounded foul. Fernando swinging at that first pitch. No surprise really there. Just missed, a little bit low. And the sweeper there from Ohtani. Monster swing and a miss at a fastball. It's firm at 98.
Firm to quite firm. That's the first four-seam fastball he's thrown. He sunk the first two that he threw to Toddy. Count moves to 3-2.
Fernando to right center, falling fast. Pages on the run, dives, can't get it. Backed up though by Hernandez, and Fernando's got himself a base hit to begin things here in the first inning.
Good things keep happening for Toddy. Gets jammed on the 99-mile-per-hour fastball, but is able to dump it right in front of Pages. Leadoff man on for the Padres here in the first.
So Fernando at second base on the wild pitch. And Arise gets tied up with a fastball running in.
.300 type of hitter as he spots up the fastball right on the inside corner, bottom of the zone.
Tatis jumps out to his lead again at second base. 2-2. Line to center field, a base hit. Tatis had to wait as he was not sure that was going to get in or not, so he's just now to third base. As Pages played it on a hop, but a ringing single for Arise, and it's first and third with nobody out for the Padres here in the first inning.
I'll tell you, the one thing that the Dodgers will be watching, and as well as the Padres, is the command of Ohtani. Usually guys coming back from TJ have some time to kind of get that command down pat.
We'll take that one away at 99. Saying around 40 pitches is the estimate tonight with Shohei Ohtani. And he's thrown a lot here in the first. As going around, no. It was close. Man, he held up.
Shohei wanted it bad. As we get our look at it.
Whoa.
Yowzers. That one goes the Padres' way.
That's away. There is already action in the Dodgers' pen.
There's nothing more.
Anthony Bonda is that action.
There's nothing more that the Padres would want than to run Ohtani out in this first inning.
Reaches out, pokes into center field. In comes Pages. He'll make the catch. Here comes Fernando Playward. Here comes the throw. He will be safe. Padres take a 1-0 lead on a sac fly. 18 total pitches here for Ohtani. And a first pitch swing and miss for Gavin Sheets.
Great job by Manny just being able to get enough of that baseball to get it out just far enough.
Rise at first with that lead held on by Freeman. Jumps back out of the way of a strike at 99. Sheets didn't think so.
close, but looked like it might have been in off. Nonetheless, 0-2 count.
Rifles it foul. A sweeper that time from Ohtani.
Again, command will be the thing that Ohtani is in search of. That sweeper 0-2. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want it in the middle of the plate where that one was. Lucky Sheets fouls it straight back.
For Ohtani, too, this will be the first time he's ever pitched with a clock. That's a little different for him.
Right,
Sure.
Yeah. 2023 clock was not in play yet.
On the ground by the dive of Freeman. Over is Edman. Freeman gets back to the bag, and they get the out. Freeman stayed with it, even though he didn't catch it. He quickly covered because Edman did get it behind him. And they retire Sheets. 4-3 on the play as Arise takes second base.
Really a heck of a play on both ends. Freeman realizing after he missed it that Edman had gotten to it, was able to get to his feet pretty quickly, get to the bag, and is there in time to retire Sheets.
Called strike, not sure it was. On the ground, slowly hit towards third. Max Muncy on the run. He kind of threw a changeup, but it gets there in time. We'll see if the Padres are going to challenge that.
Yes, they did, DV. 28 pitches thrown tonight by Shohei Ohtani. The most by the sweeper with 10 of those, and then 2 different kinds of fastballs. He threw the 4-seamer 9 times. He was throwing the sinker 8 times. He did mix in 1 split finger as well. And Omar, we just heard Shohei say not really happy with the results, but you know, he's got the highest of expectations for himself. Yeah. And this is a guy who hadn't pitched in any game in 663 days, had no rehab starts, and I think all things considered, it was a good start to his return.
Yes, it was a good start. You know, Jerry touched on it at the beginning here, just saying, listen, the velocity was there. That is true. And we were talking about also the type of contact that was ending him. That ball just kind of blooped in there and just kind of wasn't hit really hard. There was other balls that weren't hit real hard. That was probably the hardest hit one, and that was around 95 miles an hour off the bat. So everything else really wasn't. Well, that's a good sign there. But the real key thing is, how's he going to feel tomorrow?
Yes.
You know, hopefully he's feeling okay and says, listen, I recovered from that just fine. But he contributed on the bat with the bat as well, which was a good night. So yeah, all around, this was great to see him back out there on the hill.
It was great to see. And listen, first of all, he struck out Manny Machado.
Yep.
It wasn't even close. He got him to chase. I don't know how they didn't ring up Machado on that one, because he clearly went. But the most important thing is he's back on the mound. Now he has something to kind of look at video, allow him to make adjustments. When Clayton Kershaw first came back, the start really wasn't there, but what he did was he went back, looked at the video, said, you know what, I can make this type of adjustment. He made those adjustments. Now, Shohei Ohtani, for his next outing, he can make those adjustments. So the velocity there, he's healthy. Now we're going to start to build him up. Going to be fun to see. And oh, by the way, he'll be back tomorrow leading off.
Well, we talked about it on the pregame show. We wanted to see how he was going to react to doing both for the first time, Jerry. He kind of labored through the first inning, threw a lot of pitches, 28. Then he leads off the bottom of the first. He did strike out, but after that, he looked great at the plate, reached base 3 times, couple hits, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, he did labor a little bit in that first inning. Once again, it's been a long time since he's pitched in a big league game. That Padre team, excellent lineup. But after that first at-bat, really tip your hat to Dylan Cease. He made some pitches. Here he gets a breaking ball out of third, rocket the other way to tie the ball game up in the time, 1-1. Shohei Ohtani, he's done it in the past, able to separate him being on the hill and then him as a hitter. Huge clutch RBI knocks tonight to really help lead the offense.
You know, when his first hit, when he hit that double the other way, I really like that, because when you look at the way that pitch was moving away from him, a lot of time what gets him in trouble is both his hips and his front shoulder all go together, and that's when he finds, you know, that's when he finds where he's like, okay, not swinging in his A swing or crushing the ball. That staying on it is a good sign, and then how he got to that pitch up in the zone against it was impressive as well in his next at-bat. So obviously from an offensive side, really good to see from Shohei, and listen, can't complain what he did on the hill.
And one more thing on the pitching side. Now he has more information. It's different facing guys at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, facing retired players who haven't played in 12, 13 years, then facing Tatis. Obviously, Arise and obviously Machado. So when you have guys that have done it for a long time, great players, great hitters, it's good information so he can learn from it and be ready to go his next start.
All right, just the starting point for Shohei Ohtani's return as a pitcher right now. Let's head upstairs